Good morning, everyone. We are here live with you once again. This is a historical baseball matchup on the air for Series 182 between two more teams from baseball history. And as happens from time to time, we got two teams from the same franchise, much different eras going up against each other today. It's going to be a giant best of seven series. And of course, the Giants used to play in New York, so that'll be one team, and then the more modern team in San Francisco. So it should be an interesting series of two of the same teams, same franchises, but very different types of baseball and different eras. So Out of the Park Baseball 21 is our gift to you as we pick teams from baseball history randomly for a best of seven series. And today, I think we got an interesting one as always. So let's go ahead and check things out as far as team introductions and go back to 1920 and bring in here the New York Giants led by John McGraw. And looking at their roster, you're going to see some pretty good talent. The team, we kind of skipped over that very quickly. The team actually won 86 games, lost 68. Finished in second in the National League behind the Robins in 1920. And looking at their team, you can see here some of their stars. George Burns, 115 runs, led the league. He had 76 walks, got on base quite a bit. A good player. Frankie Frisch on this team. He hit 280, 4 homers, 77 RBIs for Frisch. Kelly, 11 home runs, 94 RBIs. He struck out 92 times to lead the league, but hit 266. Frank Snyder's the catcher at 250. You have Dave Bancroft at shortstop, only 31 RBIs for him, but he did hit 299. Lee King in 93 games hit 276. And Ross Young's, maybe the star of the team, 204 hits, 78 RBIs, and an eye-opening 351 batting average. So Young's definitely a star here. You have Earl Smith, a backup catcher, who hit 294, not too badly. Art Fletcher also on the bench. Looking at the pitching for the Giants, you got Jesse Barnes, who was a 20-game winner. He was 20-15 and had a 2.64 ERA. And Art Neff, one of the stars of the day, induced a lot of ground balls. He had a 3.08 ERA. Neff struck out 79 and allowed 8 home runs. Fred Toney also got into a number of games, 21-11 for him. A very good 2.65 ERA. Phil Douglas, he's at 2.71. He was 14-10. Rube Benton, another player who got a number of starts, 25 starts for him. And then you go from there. You also see Slim Saley on this team, Virgil Barnes, some other names you might recognize. But overall, the team ERA at 280, which is very, very good. Obviously, pitching in the 1920s is a little bit different than it is today. A lot of innings pitched, but good arms and good innings, not wasteful innings, as these guys were workhorses at the time. The hitting, so I would say, a little bit more to be desired here as far as run producing and RBIs, but some of the stars are there. You have Frankie Frisch, Larry Doyle, Ross Youngs, and George Burns, which make this team a good one. Their opponents from a completely different era, going all the way to 1978. And in 1978, it's going to be, of course, now the San Francisco Giants. They finished 89-73, a very good record to finish in third place in your division. That'll tell you how good the Dodgers and the Reds were that year. As for the Giants, they are led by Joe Altobelli, a good manager of the time. And looking at their team, you can see here Willie McCovey still part of the mix, although he's winding it down at 228 for him. Bill Madlock, 309, always an outstanding hitter, 15-44 for him. Darrell Evans on this team hit 243, but also had 20 home runs, 78 RBIs for Evans. You have Johnny LeMaster playing shortstop in over 100 games. He hit 235. Terry Whitfield, he was at 289. Larry Herndon coming into his own with 13 steals, 259 for Herndon. And Jack Clark, 25 home runs, 98 RBIs, a 306, and 15 steals. Clark, the star of the lineup, which actually is not a bad lineup at all when you look at Madlock, Evans, and Clark. Herndon also a decent player, and McCovey maybe still having something in the tank. He did finish with 64 RBIs. Mark Hill, the catcher. You also have Mike Ivey coming off the bench. He hit 308, not too bad for him. Roger Metzer and Hector Cruz, some other names on the team. So a good lineup, a team that won a lot of games and scored a lot of runs. Looking at the pitching, you have some names you might recognize. Bob Knepper here at 17 and 11, a very good year for Knepper. He was good for a while there in the late 70s and early 80s, 263 for him. And there's Vita Blue, up in age a little bit, but still outstanding. 279 for him. He struck out 171 in 35 games started. John Montefusco, also good, struck out 177. He had a 381. And Ed Halicki at 285. He was 9 and 10, started in 28 games. And Jim Barr in 25 games. These guys also got some bullpen work. He was at 353. From there, the pen, you can see here Gary Lavelle, and Randy Moffett split some of the save duties. Greg Minton also in the pen, as well as Charlie Williams. So another good team, good lineup, and some solid starting pitching for the Giants. So both these teams quite good in the 80 win categories, even though there was no postseason play for either of them. They are both very good. So it will be an all Giants series, even though one team's in New York, the other one all the way out in San Francisco, which means different ballparks, of course. And the home team is going to be the 1920 Giants. They are going to play their home games at the Polo Grounds for games 1 and 2 before we head out to Candlestick Park for the middle portion of the series in this one. So two intriguing teams with some very good pitching. We'll see whose hitting can hold up. And if you're a Giants fan, well, it's a good history lesson for you here. A John McGraw team against a very good 1978 Giants team that I think a lot of people have forgotten about, but were pretty impressive. So the series ready to roll. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pitching matchup for game 1. It's going to be Vita Blue, who's always interesting and exciting to watch, for the 78 Giants against Fred Toney, who will take the mound for the 1920 team. So heading out now to the capacity Polo Grounds and its spacious dimensions, we will start this best of 7. So heading out now for all the action, ready to start this exciting Series 182. Series ready to start is Larry Herndon facing Fred Toney here at the Polo Grounds. And this one's hitting shortstop, should be easy, and the series is on. It's fixed to you. We will move ahead to the bottom of the first. Lee King facing Vita Blue with the man on first base. And this one's hit deep and long into the night. A home run, a perfect start here for the 20 Giants. They're not known for their power, but they got it there. A 2-run bomb. Goodbye in the very first. And this is going to hold up all the way until the 7th. A quick, good pitching duel continues. Bill Madlock now up here in the top of the frame against Fred Toney. And Madlock swings this one on a line to right field, and that'll be a base hit for him. And Jack Clark now the hitter. Clark's going to lift this one to right field. That one's going to carry the outfielder back there. He will get to it. To the 8th inning we go. Herndon up with a man on. 2 outs. And Herndon will lash this one into the gap. McCovey on the bases. Let's see if he can get around. He's heading to third base. McCovey is going to try to score. He will, and the 78 Giants make it 2-1 here late. Trying to make a run if they can, and it's going to be up to Terry Whitfield to do that against Jesse Barnes. And this one's hit to first. That should end the frame. The 78 Giants get a run back, but they're still down here as we move now to the 9th inning. Let's see if Barnes can finish it off against Madlock. Ground ball to shortstop should be playable. It is. That's the first out of the 9th inning as the fans show their appreciation. Jack Clark a threat now with one out. And Clark goes to short. Another nice play by the shortstop. Fletcher makes it 2 down. And the last hope, Darrell Evans here. It's 2-1. Barnes delivers. This one's fly to left field, but should be short enough for a catch. At the track it is. The catch is made, and the 20 Giants hang on here in Game 1. A very good ball game. They win it 2-1 to take the edge in the series. An outstanding pitching performance by the home Giants. Fred Toney, 7 2/3 innings, 5 Ks. He struck out 5 and walked 2. 1 earned run for him. Vita Glue was good. He made the one mistake, and it was Lee King who was the difference in this game. 1 for 4 with a home run. He took it over the fence in the very first inning, and that would do it. That was the length. The 78 Giants, which is a good hitting team, were held from there forward to 3 hits and couldn't make up the difference. Barnes comes in and gets the save. A great start for the 20 Giants. A good ball game. We're anticipating now a good series from what we saw in Game 1. So we'll see if the 20 team can take it 2 straight and take the advantage back to the West Coast. It's going to be another great pitching matchup. Bob Knepper for the 78 Giants against Art Neff for the 20 Giants. The 20 team leading it 1-0. Let's head back out to the Polo Grounds and see what Game 2 has in store for us. Game 2 action now. Larry Herndon starting up. Full house here at the Polo Grounds. One of the iconic stadiums in all of baseball history. And we begin Game 2. We have a runner on third for Bill Madlock with 2 outs. And Madlock will hit this one deep to right. The wall short there, and it's going to be short enough. A home run for Madlock. This time it's the 78 Giants that get up in front in the very first inning with a 2-run home run. And let's see if the home team can respond. George Burns up against Bob Knepper. And Burns takes hold of this one. Deep to left. That will get over the wall. 2-1. George Burns with a leadoff home run for the home team. Just over that fence. Both fences pretty short. This is pre-1922 revamp of the Polo Grounds, and it's a little bit easier to get the ball over the yard. To the third we go. Whitfield up with a man on first. He'll line this one to center. That's going to go to the alley. All the way up and gone. 442 feet. What a bomb by Whitfield. It's going to make it 4-1 for the visitors. An absolute bomb to center field. Runners on the corners, however, as the home team comes back. Youngs is the batter. He'll line a single to right field. That's going to score a run. So it's 4-2 now. And Lee King, the hitter. King's going to go deep to center. This ball's got some carry to the wall. Could it be a 3-run homer? 455 feet. What a bomb. Didn't think he had it in him, but boy, did he take that one out. 5-4 now. The home team up in front. Back in fourth in Game 2. We move to the fifth. Madlock up with a man on first. And Madlock will come through with the 2-out single here in the right field. Clark's going to move all the way to third base. So in the fifth now, the 78 team threatening with Darrell Evans up there. Neff delivers. This is grounded to second, and the ball gets away. We got an error that's going to tie the game. Madlock gets on by the Bad throw by Doyle, and we are all even as Mike Ivy comes up. Runners first and second, 2 outs. 5th inning. There's a strikeout, but the game is tied now. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Lee King, who blasted one his last time up, will single up the middle here. A base hit. Runner will move to third with nobody out. The 1920 Giants knocking on the door again. High pockets Kelly, the hitter. Kelly goes to short. Play at second. Relay first, but the go-ahead run will score. The Giants of 1920 take the lead. Bottom of the 6th. Here's Frank Snyder. This one's going to be lined to center field. On the run, the center fielder to the wall. Snyder with a bunch of bombs these teams have been hitting today to center field. 7-5 now. The home team breaks out in front. We move to the 8th. Darrell Evans up there against Jesse Barnes, who's come back in the game. He got the save in game 1. And Evans goes deep to left, the opposite field. He's going to take it out of the park. So this game now is a 1-run game, 7-6. After Evans comes through, a lot of power being shown by both teams here in game 2, a completely different game. Here's Mike Ivy now. Ivy will single to center field with nobody out. Mark Hill, the hitter. Hill's going to line a single to left, so the Giants putting a rally together after the homer by Evans. It is first and second. Nobody out for LeMaster. LeMaster goes to center field. That's going to be caught out there. 1 out for Mario Guerrero. Guerrero lines a single to center field. That could score a run. Here comes a run around third. Not in time. A 3-run 8th inning here by the 78 Giants. It is 7-7 now, and here's Larry Herndon with still only 1 out. And Herndon will go to center. That's going to be caught. So 2 outs now for Whitfield, who's already homered. And he'll line another one. Deep to left to the wall. 3-run home run Whitfield. 2 home runs today. What a game he is having. It is now 10-7 as the 78 Giants have opened up this ball game completely with a huge 8th inning. Unbelievable. We move bottom of the 8th. Frankie Frisch now at the plate. Frisch will line this one for extra bases. He's going to go all the way to the wall. He's going to look for 3. It's got to be a triple with nobody out. Randy Moffitt now facing Benny Poff. Here's a ground ball too short. The run's going to score, so it's going to make it 10-8 in this ball game. We move to the 9th. Bottom of the 9th now. Art Flesher now at the plate. He strikes out swinging on a 3-2 pitch. And Ross Young's now at the plate. Hoffman trying to close the door here. This one's hit the first, but a bobble there by Clark, so he'll make an error, and that will cost his team because the tying run will come up now, and Lee King has already showed his power. There goes the runner. Throw to second. What a gun. They get him. Strike out. Throw him out. Great way to end this one for the 78 Giants. They win it 10-8. In contrast to the pitching battle of game 1, this one had a bunch of long balls and a bunch of runs, but it is the 78 team with the 5-run 8th inning that makes the difference. Terry Whitfield, 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs and 2 home runs. Lee King with an absolute bomb. He went 3 for 5 with a game of 3 RBIs. George Burns, 1 for 3. He scored twice and drove in a run with a homer. You see there a bunch of home runs. 4, 5, 6, 7 home runs in this ball game. Not what you would expect, especially a team from 1920. But they're adapting now to this game, and you can see The Giants of 78, this is to their liking. They win the high-scoring battle and take it to even the series. Curtis the win, Barnes the loss. Moffitt came in to save it. And again, Whitfield with an absolute super game. 5 RBIs when his team really needed it. So a split here in New York is going to set us up nicely for the middle portion of this series, which will be played out at Candlestick Park. It's going to be Phil Douglas against Ed Halicki as the two teams now deal with Candlestick and all its little intricacies and the weather as well. So we'll see how things go. It's now a best of 5. Game 3 coming up from the West Coast. It'll be the Giants versus the Giants, 1920 versus 1978. Live now at Candlestick Park. We have George Burns leading off the game. He's tied at 1. 50 degrees, the wind blowing out at 12 miles an hour. And this is popped up to right field. Shouldn't be trouble there. It is caught. And this game is started. It's game number 3, second inning. Visitors have 2 on with Frankie Frisch hitting to second. And they'll get the force at second base. Runners will be on the corners now for Frank Snyder. A chance here. And Snyder will rush this one through the right field. And the 20 Giants will get on the board first. It is 1-0. Here comes Johnny LeMaster. LeMaster hits it to short. There's the double play, so the 1 run will hold up here. In the 3rd inning, we move to the 6th. Bill Douglas, the new pitcher, against Mark Hill. Hill goes past first base here for a base hit. So trying to get something started with nobody out here, and Johnny LeMaster, the hitter. LeMaster goes to second, and the easy double play is bobbled out there. Doyle with the big mistake, so first and second. Nobody out for the pitcher Halicki. Let's see if he tries to bunt them along, but he can't. He strikes out. And Herndon now with the chance. Herndon will go to third. Play made at first. Runners will advance. So with 2 outs, it's going to be up to Terry Whitfield, the hero of game 2. But he pops it up. That should be playable. And getting out of this threat are the Giants. We move now to the 7th. Darrell Evans up with his team down a run. Evans will get under this one, hit it to center. That'll be caught. So that will end the 7th inning. We move to the 8th. Ross Young's the hitter. Halicki's still in the game, and Young takes advantage. He lines it up against the wall. Moving on to second base with a double. Well, we move bottom of the 8th. Mike Ivy, the hitter. Ivy's going to hit a ground ball to shortstop. The play made there, and he makes it at first base. 6-3 the scoring. 2 outs now for LeMaster. This one's hit to third. Play made there. For the out, we move to the 9th inning. Frankie Frisch now the hitter. 2 out, or 1 out, I should say. 1-2 pitch as Halicki delivers. Line to center field. That's a base hit. Frisch gets his first hit of the ball game. But we'll move to the bottom of the 9th now, where we get all the drama. It's 1-0 in favor of the 20 Giants. Willie McCovey, the pinch hitter, trying to make a difference against Phil Douglas. He takes ball 4. So he's on first now with Larry Herndon at the plate. Herndon will fly here to center field. That should be easy. The play is made. 1 out. Here's Whitfield now. He's the winning run, and he'll line it to center field, but a nice catch out there in center. King makes the nice play, and there's 2 outs for Bill Madlock. Here's the pitch. Madlock grounds to shortstop. Easy play, and the 1920 Giants win a big one. They win it 1-0, a 3-hit shutout by Phil Douglas. A big contrast from game 2. The pitching is back, and Douglas was brilliant. He walks 1, strikes out 2. Halicki pitched well, the hard luck loser. Art Fletcher 3 for 4, and it was the 1 run in the 2nd inning that is the difference in this ball game. In the 2nd inning, it was a Frank Snyder single that was the difference, and boy, did Douglas make it hold up. And the 20 team now has the 2-1 edge in the series. We've seen some great baseball between these two giant teams. And the series moves on here to game number 4. Let's see now if the 20 team, the visitors, can really command this series with another win. It's going to be Rube Benton taking the mound against John Montefusco. It's a crucial one, obviously, as the home side tries to recover. Candlestick Park now are setting again for game number 4 between these two giant teams that are playing some really good baseball. Let's head out live for the action and all the excitement. Burns leading off game 4 now. Montefusco is the pitcher on the mound. 3.81 ERA for the 78 season as he starts it off with out. Rube Benton now facing Bill Madlock. We got runners on the corners, and Madlock's going to lift this one to the right. It'll drop. So Madlock puts the home team up 1-0 with the single. And now the base is loaded for Mike Ivy. And Ivy hits it to second. Play made there, but the ball gets away, and there's an error that's going to score a run, and it's 2-0 now. A big error, and now Johnny LeMaster has a chance to break it open. LeMaster goes to third. Play made at second. That's all they're going to get. But it's a 2-0 scoreline. We move to the 4th. Lee King, the hitter. King rips it to right with the man on. That'll get up against the wall. So we got second and third. High pockets Kelly up with only 1 out. Kelly strikes out looking on a nice pitch there. So 2 outs for Larry Doyle, a huge spot. He grounds it to second, and they'll get out of it. So the 20 team cannot get anything in the 4th inning. 3-0 now in the 7th. Lee King facing Montefusco, who's been brilliant here today. But that one will be launched into right center to the wall. Home run. I must have jinxed him. Lee King goes deep. And it is now 3-1. The lead cut to 2. Here's High Pockets Kelly. He rips it into the gap. So that's going to get down to the wall. The rally continues here in the 7th as Montefusco might be tiring. As the bullpen is working now. Here's Larry Doyle. 3-1 ball game. Doyle up the middle, a base hit. He comes through now. It's going to be 3-2 our score. The visitors cutting the lead, and Frankie Frisch now. Still nobody out. Frisch puts down a bunt. Play will be made at first. They move that tying run to second. And Frank Snyder now the hitter. Snyder will lift this one, pop it up to the shortstop. He'll make the play. So that's out number 2. Here's Benny Koff. He'll draw the walk, so we got first and second, 2 outs for George Burns. Burns grounds to second. Play made there, and that'll do it for the inning. 3-2 our scores. We hit the stretch bottom of the 7th. Jack Clark now at the plate against Jesse Barnes, who's got a lot of work in this series. And Clark goes deep to left. That could clear the wall. It does. Jack Clark, a line shot over the wall. It's 4-2 now. To the 8th inning, Art Fletcher at the plate. Randy Moffett has come in to pitch. This one's going to be lined to left for a single to lead off the 8th inning. 2-run game. Ross Young's the hitter. Young's will line one. That's going to drop. So 2 hits in a row for the 20 team. They got runners on the corners as Kelly hustles to third. And a big spot now for Lee King. King takes strike 3. He looks at it. A sinker fooled him there. And Kelly now the hitter. Line drive center field. Base hit. 4-3 our score. So it is a one-run game again, and Larry Doyle, a big chance here. Doyle will ground it to second, however. Play made there. Double play. They turn it to get out of the inning, and into the ninth we go. It is 4-3. And Frankie Frisch now, the man at the plate, as this is the crucial inning. Randy Moffett trying to close the door, and there's a line shot, but right at the second baseman, a nice play. 1 out for Frank Snyder. Snyder hits a shot to third, but a nice play there. Evans makes it 2 outs. Earl Smith, the last hope. Here's the pitch. Line drive center field, a base hit here to keep the game going. He's the tying run. Herndon throws it back in, and George Burns, a 2-2 pitch here, has a chance. He strikes out. He's late on the fastball, and that will do it. The 78 Giants come right back and win a tight one to even this series at 2-2. We got a dandy of a series here. Montefusco, he gets the win. He goes 7 and strikes out 7. Jack Clark 3 for 4 with the home run. Rube Benton takes the loss, and Moffett, his second save of the season, comes in and pitches well in the 9th inning to get the job done. This series even at 2. The 20 team wins the opener, and since then they've gone back and forth. And now the series even at 2-2. And we move now to game number 5, which is the last one at Candlestick. And this is going to be the tie-breaking game. It's going to be Fred Tony against Vita Blue, a rematch of game number 1, which the 20 team won. We'll see if Blue can recover. All the games now, of course, extremely crucial. We got a good series, folks, in 182. Hope you're enjoying it, but let's continue now. Game 5 between the 20 Giants and the 78 Giants coming up from Candlestick. George Burns grounds out the Vita Blue. Game number 5 moves to the 6th inning, and as expected, we got another pitcher's duel. Fred Tony now, 0-0 game. And Tony's going to line this one fair down the right field line. So Tony trying to get his team on the board. He'll make it all the way to second base with nobody out. Art Fletcher now the hitter. He hits it to the outfield. That is going to be caught. Relay. Not in time. Runner will advance to third. 2 outs for Ross Youngs. Fly ball center field. It should be playable. So the 20 team cannot break through here. We'll move to the 7th. Lee King, the hitter, as Vita Blue has been rolling along. But this one's drilled to center field for a base hit. So Lee King comes through. High Pockets Kelly at the plate now. He strikes out, can't catch up to the Blue fastball. Larry Doyle, the hitter. Outside, Doyle walks. We got first and second now. 1 out for Frankie Frisch. And Frisch is going to line this one to right on the run to try to make the play. It will be made. Runners are going to hold. There's 2 outs now for Frank Snyder. Snyder flies out there to left field, and we hit the stretch. Still 0-0. Fred Tony now facing Vita Blue. We're in the 8th inning. Ground ball, line drive, center field, base hit. Snyder comes through. George Burns now will hit it back to the mound. Play made there, but he's going to beat it out, so it's an infield hit. So it's first and second. Now nobody out for Art Fletcher. Fletcher, they'll take strike 3. He cannot move the runners along. And Ross Young now facing Blue. Young goes to second. to short, but no play to be made there. It's an infield hit. And the base is loaded with only one out for Lee King. The spot of the game here. Ground ball to third. They're going to go home, and they're going to get him. So they'll get the force at the plate. 2 outs. High Pockets Kelly the chance. Ball gets away. It's a wild pitch, and the 20 team will take the lead on the bad pitch by Blue. Burns scores on the play. It is 1-0. Here's High Pockets Kelly. He walks. So the bases are going to be loaded for Larry Doyle. 2 outs. This one's hit to first. The play is made, so the damage reduced, but the 20 Giants do get the lead here, 1-0. To the bottom of the 8th we go. This one is lined to second. Plays made there. 2 outs for Larry Herndon. Hard shot to shortstop, but there's going to be an infield hit here for Herndon. And Terry Whitfield comes up. Whitfield will line a single to center field, so here comes the home team. The Giants now having, wow, a great throw to third. The ball gets away, and that's going to send the runner to the plate. He will score. The bad throw ties the game at 1. An error by King in the outfield, and it is 1-1 now, folks. As Bill Madlock comes to the plate, he tries to give his team the lead, but this will be played to short. And the play is made, but the tie is also made, and we move to the 9th inning. We are tied at 1 from Candlestick. This one's hit to second. Play made there. 2 outs here for Benny Koff. Koff will go to short. So we'll move to the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 1. And Jack Clark, our hitter, he can end it with 1 swing, but he'll strike out here swinging. Barnes now delivers. This is hit to short. Play going to be made there. 2 outs. Ball's hit to the mound, and we will go extra innings here. Ross Young, the hitter. We're in the 10th inning. Base hit here to right field with 2 outs. So Young trying to get a rally going with Earl Smith now the hitter. Smith will line this one to left field. On the run to make the play is the left fielder. Whitfield is there. We'll move to the bottom of the 10th inning. Mark Hill's the hitter against Paul Parrott, who's come in to pitch for the 20 Giants. And there's a walk, so the winning run on base for LeMaster. He'll get down a bunt here. It's a good one, and the runner will advance to second. So 1 hit now, and the Giants, the 78 Giants, could win it. Willie McCovey lines this one into center field. It's going to drop for a hit. The runner's going to try to score. Here's the throw to the plate. They're going to get him. A great throw. Hill is out. Koff makes a great throw to the plate to save the game. What an exciting play that was. This one is now hit to right, and we will move to the 11th after the 20 Giants and Koff make the play they needed to. We are in the 12th now. John Curtis facing Frank Snyder. We are still tied at 1. And this one's ripped hard and deep, and it is over the head of the left fielder. It is a leadoff double here for the 20 Giants, and they got a huge chance now. Here's Benny Koff. Koff will ground this one to second, moving the runner along. He gets his job done. Beautifully there. 1 out here for Art Fletcher. We got runners on the corners. Runner moving to second. He's going to steal the base, so that'll take the double play out of it. And Fletcher now facing Curtis, a big spot with 1 out, and this is line to right field, a base hit. It gets down there. An RBI single for Fletcher, and it is 2-1. Here's Ross Young's now a full count. Gary LaVille has come in the pitch, and this is drilled into the gap. The parade will continue for the 20 Giants. That's all the way to the wall. It is now 3-1. A stand-up double by Youngs. Still only one out for Fred Lear. Lear will line a single to right field, make it 4-1. And we move now to the bottom of the 12th, 6-1. The 20 Giants broke it completely open. 2 outs here for Larry Herndon. Strike 3. That will do it. The 1920 team breaks open a tight ball game in the 12th inning with 5 runs on their side to make it 6-1 and take the lead here in this series. Fred Toney was the starter with Vita Blue. They did a great job, but it came down to that 12th inning where they put 5 on the board. Ross Young's 3 for 6 in the game, a double and an RBI. Hubble gets the win, and Curtis the loss. He was really roughed up in the 12th inning, and the 1920 Giants now take the lead heading back to New York. They got a huge chance to end this thing. The 78 team really needed to win at home. They could not. They lost both their games that Vita Blue has started. And now Bob Knepper and Art Neff will face off in Game 6 from the Polo Grounds. And the 20 Giants and John McGraw have a chance to end this series and take out their inter-franchise rivals. So let's see what happens as we move along. It's been a very good series. Game 6 coming up. Can the 78 Giants and Bob Knepper force a Game 7, or are we about to see this series come to an end? Let's head out to the Polo Grounds for all the action. Back at the Polo Grounds, Larry Herndon will lead off this ball game. It's a 3-0 count. It's do or die for the 78 Giants. And there's a walk to Herndon. But we'll move to the bottom of the first. Runners on the corners for Lee King. And King will hit this one to short. Play will be made. Then they get the double play. So before this game will continue. We move to the 6th. Another good pitching battle. Jack Clark at the plate. He rips it to center field, way back to the wall. Jack Clark shows off his power again. 1-0 78 Giants. They break the scoreless tie. The big guy, Jack Clark, with an absolute rope over the center field wall. To the bottom of the 6th, George Burns now as his team trails. And Burns will rip it through the gap in left center. Burns is going to head to second. We'll see if he tries to get more. A double for George Burns. And Art Fletcher now the hitter. Bunt put down. Fletcher moves to third. Ross Young's now the hitter. Runner on third base. Youngs will fly it to center field. This might be deep enough. Let's see if the runner's going to tag. The throw to the plate. Not in time, and that's going to make it now 1-1. 7th inning now for Frank Snyder. This is hit to center field. That's going to be a base hit. So first and second with 2 outs. And Earl Smith, the big chance here against Bob Knepper. Line drive, center field. Runner heading to third. He's going to try to score. And the 20 Giants have made their comeback complete. They lead the game now 2-1. And George Burns tries to add to the lead if he can. Runner's going. He goes down the line. It's a fair ball. More runs here for the 20 team. 1 run in. 2 men are going to score. It is a 2-run double. And our score moves up to 4-1. Burns with a huge hit. We move to the 8th. It's 5-1 and desperation time now for the 78 team. Jack Clark will line a single here over the head of the second baseman. Our run's going to score. So Clark comes through again, and the ball gets away at the plate. So the runners will advance a base. Snyder with an error. It is 5-2, and the Giants, the 78 Giants, really got to get those 2 runs in. Bill Madlock, the hitter. And there's a strikeout for Madlock. He looks at a breaking ball. So we move to the bottom of the 8th. Lee King now, as his team has a 5-2 lead facing Lynn McLaughlin. And King is going to single in front of the left fielder. And we will now have Frankie Frisch up with the man on first. 2 outs. And this is ripped into right field. Runner moving to third, so we have runners on the corners here. 2 outs, 8th inning. Mike Ivey, the hitter. Line shot center field, so Ivey, the leadoff man, as we move to the 9th. It's a 3-run game. Jesse Barnes looking to close it out. Mark Hill, the hitter. Hill comes through with the base hit, so the Giants are going to bring the tying run to the plate. With nobody out, it's Johnny LeMaster. But he strikes out swinging. Going down, Barnes gets him, and here's Mario Guerrero. Guerrero will pop it up. The play's going to be made there at third, so there's 2 outs. And Larry Herndon with a full count, the last chance here against Barnes. Let's see what he can do. A base hit to center field. Herndon keeps the game alive, and it is 5-3. And now the tying runs on the bases here for the 78 Giants and Terry Whitfield. We've seen what he can do in the past. He has a chance now. But he grounds it to short. The play made at second. That will do it. The 1920 Giants win this one, and they win the series 4-2, wrapping it up 5-3 here in game number 6. They get the job done. John McGraw celebrating with his team. Art Neff gets the win in the crucial game. George Burns, 3 for 4. The big hit he had, the bases clearing double that got 2 RBI. Shouldn't say bases clearing, 2 RBI down the line. Jack Clark, 3 for 4. He hit a long home run. It looked like maybe the 78 Giants were going to take a 1-0 game, but 4 runs in the 7th for the home team set it up, and they end up winning it 5-3. Despite the 3 errors from their side, they still get it done in what was, yes, a very exciting series. So 182 is history. It's the old-time New York Giants that are the victors. Looking at the numbers, we can see here Terry Whitfield and Bill Madlock both drove in multiple RBIs. Whitfield with 5. Jack Clark, 280. He hit 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. But the hitting under par for the San Francisco Giants, you would expect better. Nobody really batting, at least from the starters, over 300. And the leader, Terry Whitfield, with 5 RBIs, got most of those in one game. So struggles for the Giants pitching-wise. Halicki with the loss, but his ERA is excellent. Vida Blue took a loss, even though he pitched well in both of his games. Bob Knepper, he struggled a bit. Gary Lavelle out of the pen really struggled, as did John Curtis. So you can see here some hard luck. Montefusco got the win. He pitched well in his one appearance. For the winning side, we can see here Lee King, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, hit 400. Looks like he's going to be the MVP. 10 hits for King. A very good series for him. Art Fletcher, 360. You can see here Ross Young, 304. He had 7 hits. So better hitting for the New York team. Pitching-wise, Fred Toney, 1-0. He pitched great. He struck out 12 in his 15 innings of work. Art Neff, okay, as he gets the win. Jesse Barnes, who was used a lot, struggled a bit, but in the end, it didn't matter. John McGraw didn't use too many pitchers, and his starters were absolutely good throughout the series to pull the victory. The MVP, as we mentioned, Lee King, the center fielder for the 20 Giants. A heck of a series. He hit 400, 3 long ones, 6 RBIs, 4 runs, a double, and he slugged 800 for the series and deserves the honor of player of the best of 7. That will do it. It was a fun series between these 2 Giant teams, tied at 2 to 6 was before the 1920 team pulled it together. They won that extra inning game where they put 5 on the board at Candlestick Park, and then in Game 6 they wrapped it up, winning it at home 5-3. So again, the final tally, the 1920 New York Giants defeat the 1978 San Francisco Giants 4-2 in Series 182. Glad you can join us. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be with you again very soon for our next series. So long, everyone.